exclusive Tokyo Beat.
Alex, the other day I was heading up into the parking garage at my favorite university, and I was halfway through the garage. I like to go to the roof usually because there's the best chance of getting a parking space.
I find the roof also has the best view.
I was 2 floors away from reaching the roof when I found out it was barricaded.
Oh.
And the cops were around, and something was going on. Apparently, the worst had already happened. I later found out that basically at the top of that on-ramp onto the next floor of the parking garage, right across from where you would enter, a car caught on fire.
Okay.
Basically to the ground and damaged the cars next to it and left a big, huge black mark on the side of the parking garage building. That had all happened before I had got there. Apparently, they did send out a notice via text. I never got it. I never saw it. So I just blindly went into the parking garage hoping to get a spot.
Okay.
This was a day I was having an exam. Thankfully, I did give myself enough time to just get out of there and go to the next garage where it was farther away from where I was going, but I nonetheless got a spot and relatively safer. Yeah.
Now, I know you didn't get the text that went out, but do you think it just consisted of the car emoji and the fire emoji?
Yeah, they're very hip.
Okay.
The university's very hip, yeah.
Okay, all right.
That's all they need to do for the kids these days.
Everyone looks at their phone like, oh, right, okay.
Yeah, right.
Wow. How does that happen? How does a car just spontaneously combust?
Who knows? It was a Mustang.
Okay.
Not the electric Mustang, so not the one I have. It was a traditional convertible Mustang sports car. I have no idea, but
was it a sunny day?
Not really.
Huh.
It's been generally pretty cloudy and rainy here, so no, it just sort of happened.
Police suspect arson?
I don't know. I didn't really follow up or anything. But the cops were just there, just, keeping anybody from going in and just letting people go out, and that's about it. Again, I was late to the party. I didn't see anything. It was just a mild annoyance because I was like, what the fuck is going on now? Jesus Christ, the cops? Are you kidding me? And then I just left, that's all.
What happens? Wait, what if you were unfortunate enough to have parked up there and you have to get your car, but it's barricaded?
So here's the thing. The week prior, I did park maybe 3 or 4 spaces away from that spot.
Oh.
So if time had shifted a bit differently, maybe that could have been me.
Right. Okay. So that's basically your version of I was almost in Manhattan on 9/11.
No, it's like, it's like Avengers Endgame, when Bruce visits the Sorcerer Supreme, talking about the time stone or reality stone, whichever one that was.
Yeah. Three pebbles.
We're having that conversation. We're like, I can just take the stone and put it back where it was originally, and then we'll be fine. Right. And then that's what.
So you're going to put your car back where it was originally.
I'm going to put what? What's my story? Okay. I'm going to put the car where the danger zone was. What?
Okay.
Nevertheless, that reason, those kinds of freak occurrences is why I don't take our big fancy Mustang, our much newer, more expensive car.
Okay. Have you gone for a test drive in the new Nissan Velocipede?
No.
Would you like to?
Sure, I don't mind Nissan.
All right, get on in.
I don't think it'd be nicer if it was like a hybrid or electric, though. It's kind of what we're going for. I prefer that.
No, it's actually. I mean, it's green in the sense that it's basically a Flintstones car.
Okay.
That you are propelling with your own feet.
I see. I'm gonna have to yabba dabba don't.
It starts at 70,000.
It's No More Whoppers. Welcome to the show, everybody. How y'all doing? My name is Ray Barnholt, one man and a baby. And with me, as always, hydroelectric power bottom, Alex Fraioli.
I do it all. I do most of it. I'll do some things.
With those big turbines.
That's right.
Oh, Nelly.
People see me walk down the street. They say, get a load of those big turbines.
Alex, it's March. How's your marching going?
It's getting a little warmer here, which is nice because it has been just bitter cold and miserable.
Okay, so the opposite of lousy Smarch weather. Okay.
Yes,
whatever.
it's pleasant Smarch weather.
All right.
I like it.
Good.
A lot.
I like it too, except that
Cool.
it's been very cold here for about a month now and hasn't really gotten past 60 degrees at all. It's mostly been hovering around the 40s and 50s.
Okay, well, might want to get that looked at.
Still, I can't do much about it.
You don't take the weather to the doctor?
I'm not God.
You don't barge into the doctor's office with an armful of snow and just dump it on his table and like, look at this.
No, I'm not.
Look at this.
I'm not a member of Congress.
Oh, okay. Wait, is that? Oh, yeah, I guess that sounds like. All right.
No, that was a few years ago. Remember the congressman brought a snowball into his hearing. I mean, his
that's
filibuster,
right.
or whatever the fuck.
That's right.
There can't be global warming. Look at the snow.
Oh, man.
I brought it in a cooler and everything.
Pretty cool.
Very cool. Anyway, yeah. How's things going? We did just talk last night, recording gold in 16 seconds. I almost said shooting gold in 16 seconds.
You almost said shooting gone in 16 seconds.
Yes, it is not a video podcast, and it is not about the Angelina Jolie movie.
No.
Sorry.
Are we, hang on, are we now, is everyone expected to upload their podcast to YouTube? Have we had this conversation?
Have we had this conversation?
Because I've
depends
mentioned
what you mean by conversation. I think you asked that question and it didn't really work out.
Because I have mentioned, like I've had, I put a No More Whopper sticker on the blackboard at work, and some people ask me what it is, and I say, oh, it's a podcast I do. And then they look at their phones for a while, and then they look up at me and they go, "Are you sure? I can't see it anywhere on YouTube. I'm not finding it." And I'm like, "I just said it's a fucking podcast. Why are you looking for a podcast on YouTube?" Because I guess that's just how people consume podcasts, or not everybody, but a lot of people is they just assume they're all uploaded to YouTube. Famous video sharing platform YouTube.
Wait a minute now. You're saying a lot of people,
not a lot of
in
people,
your
some
bar.
People. Yes.
Who are foreigners living in Nagoya, Japan.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a lot of people.
Yes.
No, I don't really think it's that much of a foregone conclusion for most people. I think, if anything, like they expect a podcast to be on Apple or Spotify or whatever else they use, because people have no concept of how a podcast really works at all, and never really did to begin with. It is just an MP3 attached to an RSS feed. An RSS feed can be plugged into pretty much anything. And Apple Podcasts is basically just a directory. But people think that is the only place you can get a podcast from, which, I get it, but, and also Apple was quick to capitalize on it. So good for them. Yeah. But also, no, it's just, it's an open standard. Anybody can, we put our podcast on every service just because it's easy to do so.
Yes, I should specify that it is mostly folks on the younger side who I think folks, I hate to be the old man shouting about kids these days, but
oh, of course you do.
I feel like we're coming up on like a whole generation having been raised on YouTube, and they just expect all of life's answers to be on YouTube, and everything is on YouTube. Like people will be playing games in the bar and come to a section that they can't get past, and instead of just Googling how do I get past this, they'll look for a YouTube tutorial and watch that for 12 minutes. And I'm like, just Google the problem that you have, and then words will come up explaining it.
Sometimes words aren't good enough.
I know
sometimes it is kind of easier to scrub through a video and look for a similar part to where you're stuck, and then just see.
Sometimes it is, yes, but in my experience, it's better to get something in words first and then try it out. And if that doesn't work, go to the video, because 9 times out of 10, when I go to the video first, it just shows someone getting past the thing I can't get past without really showing why or explaining anything. It's just, oh yeah, they did it. How come I can't? I still don't know.
Well, you're a nerd who likes reading.
I know.
So.
But in a lot of cases, it turns out it's like, oh, you were supposed to get this item 3 hours ago. Well, I don't know that because I didn't watch this walkthrough. I'm not scrubbing back 3 hours to watch the guy get the item I don't have. You know what I mean? That's why I find it better to look up text. Okay, maybe I am old. Dig that age. I'm old. I can't even form a sentence. I'm so angry.
I can't dig any farther. We've hit the bedrock. It depends on the game, I would say, because, you know,
I guess that's
a
true.
lot of modern games today are, you know, what I would call faux open-ended. You know what I mean? Like they
yes.
have a lot of stats and you can upgrade things every which way, but for the most part, getting through an area, it doesn't really change or anything. Like everything has RPG elements, but nothing really has RPG adventure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do know what you're saying.
Sound half poetic there. It didn't really work out.
I think you're very poetic.
Yeah. Alex loves reading.
It's a book. Yes, I do. Here I am talking about my favorite book.
Paisley.
That's not the right drop.
Not to mention, you know, there's some games, a lot of old ones, of course, where you can't get anything but written guides to begin with, because that's when they were made. So
Right.
like I need to look up a game facts guide for Final Fantasy Legend when I play that on my phone, just to keep track of where I was going and whatnot. So, in that case, that is obviously a bit more convenient than having to bring up a video every time. So it just depends on your situation, what you're comfortable with, and I'm not sure it really matters what age you are.
Yeah, no, that's true. I know I do use YouTube to look up a lot of things, but they are like, you know,
tutorials.
How to, yes, of course. But like, you know, how to hook up a washing machine to your wall.
Yeah.
You know, something where the visual component I feel is necessary.
Yeah, because like even your very fast DSL or whatever that would call.
Yes, hey, you got it right. That's what the V stands for. Oh, sorry, no, very high speed DSL.
Very high speed, yes.
Oh man, it's just blazing fast. Took me 20 minutes to download the new FF14 patch last night.
Yeah, but generally it seems to be going okay. Like you haven't had any disasters, right? And you've been streaming.
That's true. Streaming is fine. It's
you stream at 720p. Is that correct?
The time varies, but yes, you know,
got me again.
I don't know what I stream at, but it's fine.
Okay, I can go look it up.
The only time that it is a problem is when I have to download large files. Like that FF14 patch was half a gig, and it did take me about 20 minutes.
Half a gig? That's about 500 megabytes. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
That is a long time.
And that speed was going up and down. Like it started out, it estimated 9 minutes, and then it went up to 40 minutes, and then it eventually turned out to be about 20 minutes.
I got to say, though, I feel like every MMO patch never goes at a high speed. Like,
oh, you think it's something on their side?
I feel I'm generalizing like crazy.
Also, hang on, back this up. How many MMOs do you play?
Not now, throughout the years, Alex.
Okay, all right. So 1999.
Yeah, you know, I've tried my Ragnarok Online before. I've tried some of that Final Fantasy 11. I've tried other various random ass Korean free MMOs that popped up in the early 2000s and whatnot, you know.
Sure. Oh, you've tried Blizzard's famous World at War?
I'm afraid not.
Is that okay?
That's the one I did not. I'm not paying for them. Come on.
Oh, sorry. Well, yeah. So when I was downloading, you know, I found a resource for acquiring 3DS titles when I hacked my 3DS, and those took quite a while to download as well. So you know, it's not an ideal solution. It's not ideal, but boy, it eventually gets the job done.
Right, and quality is job one.
Yes, thank you. Back to my original point. You don't have to just get podcasts on YouTube, people. But that got me thinking, are we expected now to upload all of our episodes to YouTube? Like, should we be doing that?
Right. This was your original question here at the top of the show.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you again, no.
Okay. Well, no, I mean, you're going to tell me again. I mean, yes, but
no,
like,
I thought I said no earlier on. That's all.
Okay. I'm sure that you did, but my question, like, is that the trend now? And should we, you know, in terms of like getting more listeners, would that be a good move is my question. Not do we legally have to upload them, but should we to get more of an audience?
I do get your key question there.
All right.
I'd say no.
Okay.
Just because like you got to add so much to it. You have to add a description. You might have to make a thumbnail. I mean, if you're talking about really wanting to get an audience, you're going to have to dress this up one way or another, other than, you know, besides just putting the artwork in a static image.
Maybe I will, smart guy.
We can do it, certainly. There are
we
ways
already
to
have
do it.
we already have descriptions written. Oh, you mean automated?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, like could we just take like the Libsyn posts and have them converted into YouTube's your tubes?
I don't know exactly, but there's stuff like that, I think.
Okay.
Regardless, if you just put it up there in a quote unquote dumb way, with just as is from the feed. I meant dumb as in, a dumb pipe sort of way, like, just stick it up there. Like, it's not necessarily going to get anybody.
Right. Stick it up your pipe. Yeah.
There's a lot of things on TikTok where people show clips of their podcasts. Granted, they're also filming themselves on the podcast. And it's a lot of these really weird, like, chat shows that just have random people I've never heard of. But
yeah, we don't do a video podcast. And that even is a combination of terms that sounds to me like visual radio. Like what? That's
vodcast.
Not what that platform is. Yeah, it's something else at that point.
No, it's not really the platform, but it was a thing. I mean,
oh boy,
in those first few years, people did start putting up video podcasts because, again, you can just attach it to a blog post and it gets parsed and downloaded.
Yes.
Same way an MP3 does, or this show.
I suppose.
Matter.
This is yes. This show's growing on me, I have to be honest.
Okay, good. I'm glad.
We're having fun.
Are we? Okay.
I am.
Fine.
Look at this smile. Oh, goodness.
I believe it was a boking accident.
Thank you.
Hey.
Oh, man. So, you know me. You know I'm famously bad at making small talk.
Yes.
I was
How about those Steelers?
They're great. They're not even made of steel. I was very disappointed. I was expecting
You just expect Metal Mario walking.
Yes. I was expecting like a dozen Metal Marios on the
clang,
field.
Clang, clang, clang.
Yes, clang, clang, clang. Want the tight end?
No.
I was on my way to Sound Bigot last month.
Everyone's favorite recording studio.
I take the Shinkansen from Nagoya. I actually meet my recording partner on the platform, and we ride the Shinkansen together to Shizuoka. And then we get off the Shinkansen and we walk to the studio. And during that time, I am making small talk. And I said, one of the most exciting things I think I've ever said over the course of making small talk. And it's this sentence. Recently, I've rediscovered oatmeal. Yeah. And oh boy. She's very nice, and she listened to me talk about oatmeal for 3 to 4 minutes.
Oh boy. Yes, indeed.
Yeah. This is all to lead into the fact that I've solved my breakfast dilemma. Last episode, of course, I talked about how absolutely sugar-laden Japanese granola is.
Yeah. And so how did that pan out?
So here's how it works. I saw the kanji on the side of the package, and I assumed it meant sugar. And I looked it up, and apparently a more accurate translation is sugars.
Yeah.
It's toshitsu. Toshitsu being all the sugar, not necessarily added sugar, but it includes natural sugars as well.
But not added sugars. Yeah, okay. At
the end of the day, it's still all sugar. You know what I mean?
True.
So at the end of the day, it's still, 62% of the granola is a kind of sugar, which I don't really need any extra sources of sugar in my diet. So
I'm not sure that really, that doesn't make a difference, I'm afraid. No.
But I was walking through the supermarket the other day. They have a gigantic red tub of Quaker Oats.
Sugar.
And I said, hey, I know that logo. I know that old Quaker.
That's Louis Rukeyser.
It's I pulled it off the shelf. Quaker Instant Oats. Sure enough, I turned it around. I looked at the back. Sugar 0. So I've entered a world of oatmeal, and it's just fantastic.
Do they call it Quaker Oats Zero?
Yeah, and it comes in a Coke Zero can. It's just standard as. See, what I was doing before was I made the mistake of buying them in the individual packets. There was like a box of 8.
Like the microwave size. Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't see the gigantic red tub of oats next to it. I just saw the box of individually packaged Quaker Oats. I said, oatmeal. So I bought that. And, there's 8 packets. Obviously, one's not enough. So I was eating 2 packets per breakfast. So it lasted 4 days. Math checks out. And then I went back to the supermarket. I saw the giant red tub. And I did the math. Oh, this comes out to be like half price. We're just going to buy this.
Yeah.
And it's been fantastic. I pour a little honey in it, maybe a little milk. It's lovely.
You're my little honey.
Thank you. I'm not that little.
No, sir. Well, that's good. And so you've been rediscovering oatmeal, as you said.
It's great. It means I'm having a proper breakfast now, which is nice.
A proper ass breakfast, just like our forefathers used to have.
That's right. Benjamin Franklin chowing down on a béarnaise sauce, eggs Benedict.
You had anything to that? You like a banana in there or what?
No.
No, nothing?
Watermelon. You never know. I'll put whatever.
Watermelon?
No, I wouldn't do that. Maybe banana. I don't know. Banana's more of a cereal thing. I'm weird about bananas being warm. Same deal with mayo. And I certainly won't put mayo on a banana.
Okay. What's your opinion on banana bread then?
Banana bread, I love it because it's not. I'm not eating the flesh of the banana. It's a banana flavored bread. Know what I mean?
No, I mean you put bananas in it.
Right, but it's not like
banana flesh in there.
Right, but it's mixed in, is what I'm saying. You're not biting into banana. You're chewing banana bread.
Okay.
You know?
Do you like eating the nuts in there? You're chewing on the nuts sometimes.
Yes,
you put some walnuts and stuff or cashews, whatever you want.
Nuts in things is something I hated as a kid, but I love now.
Okay, that's not what I was expecting you to say, but all right.
Why? What were you expecting me to say?
No, I was just nuts in things.
Yeah.
Not a thing I used to like. And I'm trying to figure out the context. Like
brownies. I used to hate nuts in brownies, for example.
Really?
Yes. Because as a kid, I'm like, this is space that could be taken up by more brownie. Instead, there's this hard thing in it.
Who are you?
I'm Alex.
I'm
Alex. Brain healthy.
Okay.
Right. But it's good. I recommend oatmeal for everyone's breakfast. Maybe put some berries in there. I don't know what you got.
So you're not putting anything in this oatmeal?
Honey, just honey.
Just honey. Okay, that's fine. Okay, I got it.
And I before anyone writes in, I'm well aware honey contains sugar, but I'm putting in about a tablespoon of honey for an entire bowl.
It's natural.
It's natural. It comes from the noble bee.
Yeah.
It's got antioxidants. I don't know. Is that true?
Sure. Why not?
It's got propylene.
Yeah.
It's got
kid tested, mother approved.
They tested on children. Yeah, that's they shouldn't lead with that really. It's got it's got Kenny omega-3 gigantic acids. It's a good source of fiber. And it's got niacin. So take that to your doctor. Share a bowl with your doctor.
All right, Alex, so how long are you in town for?
A day. Okay. That's my breakfast story. Everything's working out. It's fine. I'm loving it. I did have a bit of a disaster recently, though, with my internet. And
we just talked about this. Wow.
Did we?
Well, we just brought up internet.
Oh, that's true.
Just several minutes ago.
Just brief rundown for anyone who is unaware. The internet is like a network.
True.
We're
an interconnected network.
Right. We're on it right now. We're doing this call. Generally, it works out pretty good. But I woke up a few weeks ago and I looked at my telephone and I saw I was connected to my Wi-Fi, but I was getting no service. And I'm like, boy, that's odd. Oh, well.
It's just like what I went through.
Yeah.
In the summer and fall.
I went over to my router and I restarted it. I unplugged it. I made breakfast and I plugged it back in.
Sure, that's what you do.
That's what you do. The routers like to watch you make breakfast. It calms them down. And we still had no service. I'm like, uh-oh. Well, let's see. Is the modem okay? So I plugged the modem. I unplugged the modem cable from the router and plugged it directly into my PC.
That's also what you do.
That's also what you do. And I tested it out. I went to websites.
Mm-hmm.
I loaded up
Whitehouse.com.
White House. No, not yet. I found out I was able to access large websites like Google, Amazon, Facebook, YouTube. Those were fine. Anything else was fucked. I just could not connect.
Really? What about crunkgames.com?
Crunkgames.com was a no-go.
No.
I don't know why. And I'm like, oh, that's odd. That's weird. And see, this is an instance where I will go to YouTube for an answer. So I went to YouTube and I typed in, how come I can only connect to some websites?
Internet walkthrough.
Teach me. But I basically gave myself a crash course on IPv6 versus IPv4.
Yeah.
And I got a lot of solutions, none of which worked.
No.
I think I tried 3 or 4 solutions that YouTube talking heads told me to try. None of them worked.
Yeah.
So then I texted my buddy Paul, who does this kind of thing for a living. I said, hey, my internet's wacky. And he came over the next day and took a look. He brought his laptop and he got the same results when he plugged the cable into his laptop. Oh, that's like, weird.
Yes, for sure. This is a pajama jammy jam.
You
got yourself wacky internet.
That's yeah, that's the terminology.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're familiar with this.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's so for reasons that we do not understand, my ISP. Oh yeah, by the way, I did call NTT. I always forget that NTT is not my ISP. I just pay NTT because they own my ISP.
Okay.
So NTT owns the infrastructure, and then the actual service comes from OCN, which is owned by NTT.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I get you.
So every time I have an internet problem, I make the mistake of calling NTT. And then like halfway through the conversation, I remember internally, oh, right, I should have called OCN.
Whoop, gotta go.
Because all NTT can do is say, well, everything's good on our side. You should call the ISP. And I'm like, yeah, I guess I should, huh? So I called NTT and I said, my internet's not working. And they just said, well, all of our various pipes are working, so can't help you. You should call your ISP. And I said, yes, I should. Then I hung up. Then I realized it's 4:58 on a Friday afternoon.
Uh-oh.
I don't think we're going to resolve this in 2 minutes. I don't think I'm going to get through to somebody in 2 minutes, which means I'm going to have to wait all weekend. I'm going to have no internet all weekend. Going to have to call them on Monday morning.
Plus Domino's is going to close.
Domino's is going to close.
I got a mess.
Going to get trapped in another pizza loop in the pizza dimension. So what I ended up doing was Paul came over, took a look, said, yeah, that's weird. It looks like for some reason my ISP had just disabled IPv6 Not a Chicago song, but in fact, an actual technical issue.
Wait, 624.
Is that the right one? Because my router is not IPv6 capable. So I was relying on my ISP to convert IPv6 addresses to IPv4 addresses and then sending them on to me.
Okay. So you're saying it was not doing that anymore. Okay.
It was not, yes. It's because we figured out my router is not IPv6 capable. Folks, if you don't have an IPv6 capable router, get one sooner rather than later, because apparently that's the future.
All right. How old is the router?
4 or 5 years, maybe.
Okay. It's not one that I gave you.
No.
Okay. 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
That's nothing.
Yeah, but
you
it's also
supported that. What's going on?
It's a tiny thing.
You get it for $5?
More or less. It's a tiny Buffalo air station. It has only one LAN socket on it coming out.
Buffalo, though. They should be on top of that shit.
Yeah, I don't understand. Yeah. Don't worry. I replaced it with a new Buffalo.
Now, hold on. I do want to make sure. Did you check the router settings? There's like no mention of IPv6 on the settings page anywhere.
I mean, yeah, that was the first thing that Paul and I did was log into the router and look at the settings.
It's crazy. Okay,
yeah.
Fine.
So yeah, apparently for years I'd been relying on my ISP converting IPv6 to 4 and then sending it along to me.
For years though, so that means like different ISPs though. Like your old ISP was doing the same thing.
No, I've always had the same ISP.
Oh, I thought you moved in and got a new service.
No, it's VDSL through OCN.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, because you were trying to get Sony Neuro.
Yes.
And that didn't work out.
That didn't work out.
I see.
Right. I mean, we might switch to that eventually somewhere down the line, but not yet.
Not this year. Not this lifetime. Okay.
So we're looking at the router settings on my computer, and then Paul remarks, "This is weird. It's this router just is not IPv6 capable." And I'm looking out the window at the Adeon. I can see an Adeon in the distance, and I'm like, "Hey, why don't we just walk over to the Adeon, a large electronics store,
it's like the Best Buy of Japan."
Yes, and just buy a new router. And so Paul said, "Sure." Came with me down to the Adeon, helped me pick out a good router that is absolutely IPv6 enabled.
Right.
Brought it home. Everything works fine.
Great.
That fixed it, but also left me just furious because someone at OCN, someone at my ISP just, I don't know, tripped on a cord, flipped a switch that just turned off IPv6 to 4 functionality for subscriber.
It was probably a security measure. They were probably like, okay, this is our cutoff point. Everybody now has to have a router with IPv6. Not that we're going to tell you, of course, but
that's
this is the thing
yeah.
we're going to do now in our infrastructure.
Like that was one of the first things I did was I Googled OCN outage, NTT outage, infrastructure failure, problems with OCN. I even, when I found out what it was, I got specific. Like I looked up OCN, IPv6, IPv4. There's no announcements. There's nothing on any of their websites that says we're switching over on this date. It just happened.
Right.
It was very bizarre.
God, I love ISPs.
Yes. I love LA.
Truly the best.
The greatest.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was my internet odyssey. It was frustrating.
Ooh, sounds exciting.
No.
Oh. Okay.
But we're good now. Everything's fine. I'm talking to you.
Yeah, true. With IPv6.
That's right.
And now you're future proof.
Kind of.
And
until IPv8 rolls around, am I right? No, I don't think that's.
Well, IPv6 looks so much different from 4. It's just like supposed to, handle an infinite number of combinations.
It's like I read something like through IPv6, there's now enough IP addresses so that like everyone on Earth can have a million devices or some nonsense.
Yes. The consequence of that is that these IP addresses are impossible to parse or remember or anything. So at least IPv4 is good for your home network. For example, I can just type in 192.168.1.1 and get straight into Alex's router.
Wait a minute.
What?
No, that's your router.
Yeah, true.
That's your router. But you named the SSID Alex's router for some reason.
Just in case.
I don't.
You come over. It might be the same name. You might feel at home.
Just to make your phone feel at home.
Yeah. Now, did you get another Buffalo?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it had all the specs that I wanted / needed.
Yeah.
So
they get you.
It's also got the, I never fucked with this before, but 5 gigahertz versus 2.4 gigahertz.
Yeah. You never fucked with it.
I never really needed to. Because my PC has always been just hard cabled, or whatever the term is. And I don't do anything on my phone where I really need like the 5 gigahertz speed. I look at Twitter and that's about it.
Okay.
But yeah, I enabled the 5 gigahertz to connect it to the Amazon Fire Stick that I got recently.
Yeah.
We talk about this more on Golden 16 Seconds, which you can hear Friday. Sure.
Yes, all about Alex's couch.
That's right. I talk about couch gaming, and I got an Amazon Fire Stick, and well, you'll see how that turned out. But like I tried at first to play games on it on the 2.4, and it was not great. It was very laggy and just very.
Yeah, they want you to be on the 5.
Yeah, so I got on the 5.
Be on the 5 for that.
Looked a lot smoother. I had no idea, but that's neat. You can hear more about that on our bonus show.
It's very neat. Yes.
Yeah. So wait, but what's the deal though with like, for some reason my PS4, I connect it to the 5 gigahertz connection and it's fine. And then the next day it has no idea what the 5 gigahertz connection is and will only connect to the 2.4.
I don't know. I'm not there to debug it.
Okay. I've noticed this with 5 gigahertz in the past is it seems very temperamental. Like it'll work for a day and then it'll just completely.
Where is your router relative to the PS4? Because
it's
5
across
gigahertz
the room.
Nevertheless, I will just say that 5 gigahertz is shorter range.
I know.
So that could be a thing. It can be a little bit more sensitive.
I suppose. Well, it's fun. Well, come over. We'll test it. We'll just bring some devices.
Right.
And let's use the internet together.
I've been trying to fix it around here too. I finally got some mesh beacons for my Wi-Fi access point.
Mesh beacon sounds like a Dragon Quest monster, but I can't quite imagine what the pun would be. Some kind of bird. Sorry,
spread the 5 gigahertz around the house a bit better, because my wife especially was having trouble with her work computer.
Oh.
It was like basically about 20 feet away from the access point. The access point itself beams out pretty well. But she's also separated by a glass sliding door. And you would think, what difference would that make? Apparently it made a huge difference because it would just cut the signal in half. Okay. Maybe it had something to do with the metal frames around it or something. And I was like, that's stupid. And so I had to get basically this mesh beacon thing to extend the Wi-Fi reliably enough to get closer to her actual computer. And then within the I'm getting in the weeds. I'm sorry. You're not going to be able to understand most of this. But in the management console for the access point stuff, I made sure that her computer is locked to that beacon point so that it does not disconnect and stray and try to jump over to another one. It only sees that one, essentially.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that.
You can do it if you have the right brand hardware.
Okay.
So, yeah. I'm talking about Ubiquiti stuff. Yeah, so.
Cool.
They have this management console software. You can just log in and basically assign devices to certain access points. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
But how do I get back to Tokyo?
But not cheap.
Oh.
But I did what we could, and we seem to be okay now.
Oh, that's good.
I'd say, as a rule of thumb, not that this is a great thing. This is just kind of a thing I picked up, and not that you have to do this or anything, but I've sort of also adopted sort of a soft rule of like putting everything that's like an IoT thing. So the fridge, for example, connects only to the 2 gigahertz Wi-Fi, and basically everything else fun and useful goes on the 5 gigahertz.
Okay. Yeah, that seems to make sense.
Because, definitely the fridge, the garage door opener, shit like that doesn't need a lot of bandwidth. It just needs an on and off signal now and then.
The garage door's not loading.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we have a smart fridge as well, but we haven't. I don't know. I'm not convinced on IoT stuff. I gotta understand what it's for.
No. It's good for like a thermostat, and it's good for like lights. That's about it, I'd say.
Okay.
If you want to get some smart light switches or some shit, go ahead. But yeah, no. Most of it pretty useless. I just did the fridge for fun, and it tells me when the filter needs changing, or I can change the temperature in the snack tray or something. Whoop-de-doo.
Wow. Cool.
Also the washer dryer. The washer dryer tells me when they're done. So
close. Finished.
that's it. That's all I need.
Okay.
Sometimes that's all you need.
Milk levels critical.
If only. I didn't get that model, unfortunately. That's too rich for my blood.
But can you get the fridge to then roll to the store and then do shopping for you?
That's a good one. I'll write that down.
Yeah.
I'll pitch that to GE.
Okay.
Can you just have another fridge summoned to your house that opens the door? That when you open the front door, it opens its door, and then your fridge comes rolling up to the door, and then they dock together, and then the visiting fridge dumps all the food you ordered into your fridge like a mother bird feeding her children. And yeah,
that's a flawless idea.
that's a great concept, right?
In fact, let's
$1 billion ideas.
Why waste it on GE? I don't think we should be giving these to the military anyway.
No, what?
General Electric.
Oh, right.
You know, let's keep it for us. No, you're talking about General Infantry, Joe. Why don't we keep it to ourselves and, you know, just find some enterprising young engineers and then take the market by storm?
It's a big risk.
It is.
A lot of entrenched competition there, too.
I like the idea of your mama bird fridge.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Great.
And also, it would be a great prank to send one over to a friend's house who's not expecting it, and he opens the door, and then there's just a fridge there that opens it doors, and then just dumps a bunch of food on him.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't think we want to promote that. That's like also promoting, you know, like swatting type things. You know.
No, it's not swatting. Like he's getting
stream
free
pranks.
He's getting
it's not the same. No, but you're going to lead to people abusing it and pranking streamers.
Your friend is still getting like a free, you know, half a jar of mayo or whatever.
But then he's like, I didn't pay for this mayo, and then the fridge rolls away.
Yeah, but he gets to keep it. That's part of the joke. Is like, you know, in exchange for being the target of this joke and eventual YouTube video, you get to keep this thing of French's mustard that's only 3 days expired.
I think you just want to prank me on stream.
What? You're making a lot of assumptions here, man. Hey, don't answer the door this afternoon, okay?
That's exactly where it's all leading. You just want to invent a fridge.
Damn it.
That you want to invent an autonomous fridge?
So
just
what
to prank me on stream?
So what if I want a food punk, my friends?
Oh, that's the company name, Food Punks.
Food Punked. Okay. A Food Punked product.
No, Food Punks.
Oh, Food Punks.
Yeah.
That's even better. With an X.
Should we take a break?
Food Punk's not dead. Yes.
Yeah, let's do that. More normal whoppers after this giggle session.
よくわからないよ平素なモーメントばかり気づいた比喩が溶け込んだブルーのと息を丸めた手の中に吹き入れて花咲いた瞬間にはさきっと終わりは見えてるんだろうな眠たい街の切れ端を破りとって誘うと消えてこいつの時代も知りたいことは目に見えないいつまででも生活はただラジ頼りない魂を雲に預けても
Sequelcast 2 and Friends is a podcast looking at movies in a franchise one film at a time, hosted by me, Matt Bradley Shurgi, Alex, and Thrasher. We also look at video games. We're working through Sierra Online's adventure games from Mystery House all the way up through Gabriel Knight 3 and larger pop culture topics. It's a lot of fun. For more info, go to sequelcast2.com, only on the Tokyo Beat Network.
Folks, we're back as No More Whoppers. I'm Ray, that's Alex.
Hello there.
Alex, I believe tomorrow, if my calendar's correct. Let me check my information phone. Couple days. There's gonna be a new trailer for the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Okay.
They're gonna put it on the internet. I gotta tell you, this is a scoop. I got the first look. Here it is.
Meet Mario and Luigi, two of the world's most unlikely superheroes, whose finesse with pipes and wrenches leads them on an amazing journey to a fantastic parallel universe where they battle a crazed lizard king to save a princess, a pendant, and life as we know it.
Are you sure that's the upcoming, like the Chris Pratt Mario movie?
Sounds pretty accurate to me.
I mean, I didn't see anything about a pendant in the other trailers or any of the Mario games.
Well, who knows? It might still show up in the full film, right? You want to hear it again?
Yeah.
Meet Mario and Luigi.
That checks
two
out.
of the world's most unlikely superheroes, whose finesse with pipes and wrenches leads them on an amazing journey to a fantastic parallel universe, where they battle a crazed lizard king to save a princess, a pendant, and life as we know it.
Yeah, all right, okay. Yeah.
Still, I think it checks out.
I think, yeah, it sounds better to me than the previous trailers did. I think I'm more interested in the movie now.
Yeah, here's the previous trailer.
They're brothers. They're plumbers. Hold on. Mario! Luigi! They're on the trail of a kidnapped princess.
Wait a
Right,
minute.
you remember that from a few episodes ago?
I do, yes. Quick aside, though, is that trailer combining the soundtrack, the score of the film? Was the score of the film playing underneath I've Got the Power?
It was I Got the Power. Yeah.
But
I'm not
underneath,
sure.
I could
you're
hear
right, you're
brass underneath. Play that again. I could hear brass under that.
Roll it.
They're brothers. They're plumbers.
I do.
Mario! Luigi! They're on the trail of a kidnapped princess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Okay. So they've got trailer music on top of the score in the trailer.
That appears to be what's going on, yes.
Okay. Well, either way, I'm looking forward to this movie when it comes out.
Okay, good.
All right.
Great.
They've got Chris Pratt sounding a lot like famous thespian Robert Hoskins for reasons I don't understand, but I think it's going to be great.
Maybe they did redubs. I almost said reshoots again. I almost said shoots.
It's very possible. Maybe they did some sort of ADR.
You want to see a rock bag lady?
It's possible they did some sort of ADR.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I discovered more great Seinfeld ADR in my rewatch because I'm almost finished with the series, and
Okay.
it's the one.
Is that our
where,
segment now?
No, no. This is just a brief aside.
No, we can move on. It's
we
fine.
don't. Are you
I'm
ready to
done with
move
the-
on?
Listen, I'm just hyped for that movie is what I'm saying.
Good, me too.
All right. Also, can we go to Super Nintendo World? It just opened in Hollywood.
Oh, really? Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I really want to go to Dragon Quest Island first.
Fuck you.
Okay.
No, we can do that too.
Okay.
It's actually.
What?
I watched videos of someone going to Dragon Quest Island, and the experience is basically working the same way as Super Nintendo World in the sense that you buy some bauble and you can hold it up to a sensor, and this is like part of your adventure through the thing.
Okay. Our pal Maddie went to Dragon Quest Island, and I think she had a good time.
It's translated. I told you this too.
That's true.
They did the Dragon Quest localization to Dragon Quest Island.
So it's slime instead of Suraimu.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're looking
And
out
you
for
get
everybody.
the merchants who go bruv and all that stuff. It's a good
Right.
time.
Check out this medicinal herb in it.
Yeah.
Right.
Be
Core.
lucky.
Core blimey. What an awkward translation.
Hey, it's an awkward people, the British.
That is true. That's also very true.
Yeah, they're packing it in.
Yes.
They're
I
on
mean,
their way out, I think.
Are they?
Yeah, they haven't been doing so hot lately.
I heard their queen's not doing so well.
Yeah,
Things are not
also
going
they're
great.
fantasy authors.
Yes. Well, yeah. I mean, she's Scottish though, isn't she?
Part of the UK.
That's true. That's true. But I mean, if you really want to single out a culture, oh man,
What is?
no, Scotland's great.
Oh, the Scots. Yes.
They're great.
You want to say anything more about the Scots,
No,
Alex?
they're great. And
Anyone who might be listening to the show, perhaps?
according to a local Scottish man who comes to my bar, they invented everything in the world, which I do appreciate. Okay.
Really? Even rope?
Yeah. Everything.
How about Elgato Wave XLR units?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Well, I mean, most of the major hardware revisions, I should say.
I cannot believe it.
Oh, that was awful.
That wasn't supposed to be good. No,
All
that
right.
was on purpose. Bad.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah. So, Seinfeld ADR.
Hold it, Pituli.
That's me. The episode where Jerry is helping Newman with his mail route so that Newman gets the
Okay, right.
transfer to Hawaii. It's Jerry walking down the street in the
Why did he do that, by the way?
What?
What was the impetus there?
He wants Newman to leave.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yes, of course. Makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Jerry is wearing the postal uniform, walking down the street, handing out mail. And he hands a letter to a guy who I don't have the clip, unfortunately. I did not think to get it before we started recording. I'll have it.
I can go hunting for you.
All right.
You know, I got it here on my Plex.
Do you really?
Yes. I have all of Seinfeld ready to go at a moment's notice on my home network.
All right. Well, let's see if you can pull it up before I say what it is.
No, I'm not that good. I gotta put in passwords and shit.
All right, fine. It's
I need the episode title as well.
Okay. Well, hang on a second. I'm gonna look it up. The Andrea Doria is season 8, episode 10.
Sounds like an adventure game, doesn't it?
Yes, Return of the Andrea Doria. I'm gonna say it takes place, at least halfway through the episode.
Okay. It's like 10, 11 minutes.
Maybe, yeah. Basically, if you see Jerry in a if you see Jerry in a postal uniform, you'll know.
Right. Yeah, I know that scene where he's
Okay. So it's the scene where he's delivering mail. So if you play that
doing
whole
the
scene,
route.
Well, doing the route.
Okay.
See if you can spot the ADR. I think that you can.
All right. I could use some thumbnails here as I scrub through Plex. Wanna help a guy out? Okay, I get it now. Here we go.
Kramer refuses to go to a doctor for a bad cough. He finds a dog named Smuckers who has a cough and takes him to a vet.
I could give you my uniform for my rookie year.
I can't believe I'm gonna be a mailman.
There we go.
There you go. Merry Christmas.
Mail on Sunday?
Oops.
All right, that was it. Mail on Sunday?
Let's hear it again.
Yep.
There you go. Merry Christmas.
Mail on Sunday?
Oh my God, yeah.
It's really not
even
good.
the same syllable at the end. His mouth was an O shape at the end.
Oh.
Like you're saying mail on Sundew?
The Star Wars planet?
Mace Windu.
Mace Sundew. From sun up to sundew.
Mail on Sam Jackson Day?
It's a national holiday. It's supposed to be. Hang on. Wait, can you read lips? Can you tell what the original line was supposed to be?
No, I cannot read lips.
Oh. Why did I assume you could read lips? But just watch it again and tell me what you think he's saying. Because it's obviously, it's not.
Okay. I mean, I can try here. Let's see. I'm going to do it without audio.
Yeah.
Let's see now here. I might have to slow it down, perhaps.
Ooh, a little slow action.
It's like, wow, that's you? That's what I read.
Oh, cool. Could be, wow, who are you?
Okay. Yeah.
But Jerry, I almost called him Jeremy Seinfeld.
Jerome.
Jerry is still, he's like actually mic'd and speaking in that scene, right? Whatever the ADR guy is saying has to make sense for Jerry's response of whoops.
Right.
Let's hear it again.
There you go. Merry Christmas.
Mail on Sunday?
But then what comes next? Oops.
Yeah.
So yeah, here you go. Merry Christmas. Who are you? Oops, that doesn't make sense.
No.
Where's Newman?
Tell you what. Guess what the episode image is going to be.
I hope it's that guy.
On the blog.
Good. All right.
There you go.
One more for them.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Mail on Sunday?
All right. Just getting the screenshot there. Okay.
Huh. Mail on Sunday. I'll watch it again later. We'll find out. Something I've noticed watching, doing the rewatch, going through, I think this started in season 8, and I don't remember if it persists through season 9, but you know how I learned this from reading the Calvin and Hobbes collection of Sunday strips, if you remember that one. Remember how like Bill Watterson would talk about, like he not Seinfeld, but he would talk in the foreword of the book. He mentioned that like because different newspapers lay out their comic sections differently, he would always have to include a throwaway panel in the beginning of the cartoon.
Right. A lot of comics did that. Almost all of them. Yeah.
Yeah. To account for sizing and spacing.
Yeah. Remember that?
Yeah.
Garfield.
Yeah.
Foxtrot.
And I think Seinfeld did the same thing in season 8. The very beginning, there's like a 15 to 30 second throwaway scene and it's just Seinfeld characters having Seinfeld adjacent conversations that have nothing to do with the episode. And it's bizarre. It's weird.
During the opening titles? Like right at the beginning?
Yes, during the opening titles. Because I don't know. I guess the assumption is that in syndication, those might be preempted. I don't know.
When did the show start doing the cold opens? Like minus the Jerry talking in the comedy club.
I want to say after 5 or 6, maybe.
Was it 5? Okay.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Because that's pretty much what it was. But you're saying that these bits are so disconnected compared to earlier seasons.
Even when Jerry was doing stand-up in the beginning of the show, it was at least still thematically relevant to the plot of the show.
Right, but I'm also talking about when they newly added the cold opens. Were those connected? When they first started doing the cold opens, they got rid of the comedy club.
I think the comedy club was already gone by that point.
Right. I'm saying when they got rid of the comedy club.
Yes.
I'm going to go back to my original question. When was that?
And I'm going to go back to my original answer. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm going to say
where you've gotten nowhere so far.
Well,
we're going to
in a question that I didn't even ask.
I'm not blaming you. I'm telling you the situation.
What is the situation?
Fucking shut up.
Okay.
That's my Italian impression.
From one, everybody. I forgot my original point. Yeah. There's only one of those that actually has something to do with the episode, and it's Jeremy's fuck.
This is beautiful. This is getting really good.
No, here's what's annoying about that is I wasn't even trying to say Jerry. I was trying to say Kramer.
Okay.
It's the episode where Kramer's girlfriend, he can't sleep after sex, so he wants her to leave. It's that episode.
All right. First of all, I got an answer to my question. It's the final episode of season 6 when they got rid of the comedy club.
Okay, thank you.
And then leading into season 7.
Okay.
So this is the understudy.
So maybe they replaced it with the unrelated scene. I don't remember any.
Let's see how related is this scene. We're gonna find out. Season 6, episode 24.
Okay. What?
That's related. It's the understudy. Related. They're watching beaches. Yeah.
Right. Wait. Okay. Is this the end of the episode?
No, it's the beginning.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, that's related. Yeah. Okay. So try season 7, episode 1. How does that open?
Okay. Here we go. I gotta click around.
Clicky.
Okay. This is the engagement chess game. George and Susan, right?
Well, you got no place to go.
No, George and...
You brought your queen
other
out
woman.
Too fast. What do you think? She's one of these feminists looking to get out of the house?
Yeah.
Nah, the queen
I think this is a throwaway.
Like to stay home, cook, take care of a man, make sure he feels good.
Checkmate.
Yeah. This girlfriend doesn't show up again.
Yeah, okay. So I think we can safely say from season 7 is where they started adding in the throwaway intros. Okay. But they're weird.
It's kind of a half though.
I don't see how I could perform sexually in a situation after something like that. I was completely emasculated.
Oh, that's related. Yeah.
Yeah, he's still talking about the same thing. So,
okay. I think yes. Well, as the show goes on, specifically in season 8, is when they start to get completely unrelated. Like there'll be one that's just Kramer and Newman sitting on a bench in the park reading the newspaper, as they famously do.
Yes. I mean, season 8 also notched up the wacky.
Yeah. And then Newman will say something like, void where prohibited. What does that mean? Just dumb, bonkers small talk that has nothing to do with the episode.
Yeah.
And it just, it's the only time Seinfeld felt like Oh yeah, you're just a sitcom, I guess, and not like a special thing.
And this has what to do with Calvin and Hobbes?
Because it's analogous to the throwaway panel.
The Joker. I'm a jokey.
Bill Water, you're a midnight toker.
I'm a making the joke.
Hey, you're Italian?
Hey. I'm just here to have a good time.
Oh, I love Italian Ray. Hey, congrats on getting that job at Italy.
I like the video game.
Mario.
Meet Mario and Luigi, two of the world's most unlikely superheroes.
Okay.
Oh,
Two burly plumbers.
that's them. Oh boy, that's good stuff. Anyway,
Here's the next trailer.
Koopa straps Toad into a chair.
Did you mean to play both of those?
How'd that happen? I didn't even see it show up on the.
Koopa straps.
No, wait a minute. What the fuck?
Koopa straps Toad into a chair.
Oh, because it was selected on the other board. Oh, that's stupid.
Koopa straps.
Are you multi-boarding?
Yeah. What choice do
Okay.
I have?
In this day and age, I know.
But that's weird. Why would it press on the music one when I also have my Alex board? This is D on the Alex board.
Tell you I'm Italian? Let me restate that.
You have a whole Alex board?
Yes, of course. I always have.
Jeez. Okay.
How
All right.
else am I going to make fun of you?
No, what the fuck? No, this is no.
All right. That's fantastic. Hey, I heard you. I heard.
Goo shit'll blow your mind.
I heard you got the house to yourself this weekend.
No, not really.
Oh, okay.
I got the house to myself for the next 2 nights.
That's pretty good. Oh yeah, that's right.
And
It's the
also
middle of the
not
week.
myself because my mother's still here and the baby, of
That's
course.
true. Wait.
Yep.
Hang on. Is there baby news?
He's 7
Wait
months
for
old.
it's a yes or no.
Yes.
Then I have to play baby news theme.
Is it over?
Now it's over. Okay.
Someday I'll hear your drops again. Yeah, the baby had his 7-month birthday.
Nice.
And got his first COVID shot
Yay.
and his second flu shot, or no, something other. No, some other shot. No, it was an introductory flu shot. Yeah, because you get like 2 in a series, and then from then on you can get them every year like normal.
Oh, okay.
He's getting vaxxed. He does cry and freak out a bit when he gets a shot, but then, he calms down pretty easily. He's not screaming the rest of the day or anything. He takes it like a champ, I would say. He's
Cool.
He takes a lot of things like a champ. I'm pretty proud of him.
Cool. Seems like a calm, chill dude.
For the most part, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, still a baby at the end of the day, not like a wet blanket, not like
No.
just sitting there, Still moving around, still starting to babble a bit more, doing some good babbling. We got some good babbling going.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's talking more, slowly starting to crawl, but not really,
Okay.
The
How's
closest he
how's-
did today was push himself backwards on his stomach, so kind of crawling backwards. Yeah.
Cool. How's his bowling score at the moment?
Oh, not good.
Oh, okay.
He really can't lift much of anything.
Well, I'm sure it'll get better. Have you considered like remedial lessons?
Yeah, that's what you do. What? It's the soundboard. It's
love
the
it.
soundboard.
Yeah, keep it going. Aw.
God damn it. I just
on.
gotta close it, I guess. God
Me
damn.
too. Oh man. Oh man.
Hey, that really sucked.
I'm Kareem Abdul.
Oh, the soundboard. Oh no.
Somebody said that in a blog.
Whatever you're reaching for better be a sandwich because you're going to have to eat
I
it.
can't believe it. These drops are playing. Sorry.
Are you?
No.
No.
Uh,
Baby's doing great.
cool. Baby's Day Out is
Gotta
the worst
say,
movie ever
yeah.
made.
And Genesis game.
Oh yeah.
There's an unreleased Genesis game
Why was it unreleased?
because it was bad.
No.
Alex, I think it was.
I don't think so.
I
I think they were just. Have you ever heard of the fear of success?
Yes,
I
they
think
got cold feet from imposter syndrome and decided not to release a video game commercially in the
Exactly.
90s. Yes.
Yeah.
That was what happened.
Wow. Should have. If it was going to go unreleased, they should have called it Baby's Day In.
Yeah.
So I had a
baby.
I had a surprise. No, it's a sack of laundry. I had a voiceover job last week for a big company that I can't name, but I will say I had a bit of a weird experience where I know for sure I was pronouncing the company's name correctly, and a company representative was assuring me I was not.
Oh, goodness gracious.
The name of the company is, looks on paper pretty easy to pronounce. I've come up with a fake analog. For example, if I were to tell you the company, let's say Globochem is a good fake name for a company.
Sure.
As easy and identifiable phonetically as something like Globochem. So like I would record, and then at the end I'm supposed to say blah blah, like whatever their slogan is, blah 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 blah, Globochem.
Mm-hmm.
And then I hear the sound engineer is like, well, okay, the representative from the company says you're pronouncing it Globochem, and they said that is completely wrong. Like, okay, great. Well, then how am I supposed to say it then? And he's like, hang on, I'll put them on the mic. And this studio representative gets on the mic and goes, Globochem. Like, all right, yeah, you're right. You know what? I'll do it again. You're right.
This is doing great already.
You're totally right. And
who's on first?
We've recorded again, and I said Globochem, and they said no, not quite. It's more like Globochem. And I'm like, oh, okay.
I told you to shave those sideburns.
Yeah, this is the audio version of I told you to shave those sideburns. And I'm just kind of nodding and smiling and internally going insane as this is happening.
Uh-huh.
And we end up recording like a dozen more takes, and I pronounce it differently, slightly differently every time. Like Globochem, 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 Globochem.
Well, it's more like your intonation more than pronunciation.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I get it.
And then every time the rep gets back on the mic and says, no, Globochem. I'm like, all right. And so the very last one, I do the slogan, blah, 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 Globochem. Cut. That's perfect. That's it. That's the one. And I'm like, I can't say anything, but I'm thinking like, what do you mean that's the one?
Wow.
That's the same as the previous dozen. I don't know what you want.
Oh my God.
What does that mean?
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
What do you possibly think they were looking for?
I have no idea.
You know what I think? Globochem? Like
it might be because I've run into this before with company representatives and directors, and they have an idea. They have a preconceived idea of what English sounds like coming out of a foreigner's mouth.
Yeah.
And when it doesn't sound like a cartoon, they kind of get confused, and they're like, "No, you're supposed to like sound like a cartoon. So sound like a cartoon." And I'm like, "That's not how English does or is. Like, I'm not doing that." It's like when I did that commercial for the Juku. I don't remember if this was their slogan or their name. It was never made clear to me. But I think I might have talked about this on the show. But I did a TV commercial for a Juku, and at the end I have to say Mazugaku, which is a Japanese word. It's 4 characters, Mazugaku. And I said Mazugaku.
So far.
And then we did a bunch of takes, and the director was like, "That's great, but can you say it like more like a foreigner?" And I'm like, "I don't know what you mean." So I tried Mazugaku, and I tried Madzugaku.
Right.
And he's like, "No, that's not quite foreign enough." And I'm like, "I don't know what you mean by not quite foreign. Like, look at my face, dude. Like, what do you want?"
Yeah. What, do you want my nose to be bigger? What?
And he's like, he wants me, and I'm like, "Can you give me a reference?" And he just goes, Modsgak.
Oh.
And I'm like, once again, screaming internally as I'm like smiling and nodding. And then I'm like, okay, yeah, let's go again.
Mm-hmm.
And then I record the final one, the take that was used in the TV commercial, Modsgak.
Oh.
Which, not a word in, I want to say, any language.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
I mean, well, that whole thing must have started with Mazda, right?
Oh God. Oh, maybe. Yeah, right.
Because Mazda is not Mazda.
No, it's Matsuda. Matsuda.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was one of those. One of those like, no, native speaker. I know what English sounds like. Let me tell you. And I understand that there's a certain kind of pronunciation, and delivery used for advertisements and commercials and stuff. But at the end of the day, it should also sound like it's coming from a human being. Because that's more relatable than whatever you think Modsgak is.
Is this why Kojima never liked the Metal Gear Solid dubs or whatever?
Really?
Localization? Well, that urban legends,
he's
right?
Fucking insane. That was the first video game dub that I thought was good.
Right.
When I was in high school.
On the flip side, that's also why Yu Suzuki loved the English dub of Shenmue so much that they released US Shenmue on Dreamcast in Japan, which was just Shenmue with the English dub.
Oh boy.
They also released Shenmue the movie.
Why? Wait, hold up. Missed opportunity to not call it the Shen movie.
Well, yes and no.
Oh.
It wasn't really a movie. It was literally just all the cutscenes strung together.
Oh, like the VHS tapes I recorded of Metal Gear Solid also when I was in high school.
Yes, and you could have sold that as Metal Gear Solid the movie.
Oh, I should have.
Yeah.
I used to teach English to these two sisters, and I showed up to their house once. And I mean, they were kids, and one of them was drawing a Pikachu and a logo that said Pikachu the movie at a point where I didn't realize there was a movie called Pikachu the movie. I thought she had just come up with something called Pikachu, the movie. And then I was disappointed to find out it was real.
But so what? You were impressed by the logo? You thought...
I was impressed by her creativity. Like, hell yeah.
You go far with that.
Pikachu should be
Girl
his
Chan?
own movie. Yes. Yeah, her name was Girl Chan.
Hey, hey,
What?
that's you. That's you.
What do you mean that's me?
You always called characters Girl Chan.
Yeah,
no,
fictional characters.
Oh, okay. Put that on me. Why don't you?
A little respect for Blorbo Chan or whatever the fuck. No, I remember her name, but I won't say it. It's not pronounceable. It's because it's not pronounceable by our Gaijin tongues.
Yeah. It's an unpronounceable symbol.
It's Modsgak.
This, of course, reminds me again of the local commercial from the Japanese station in the Bay Area. I totally forgot what it really was for, what the rest of the commercial was. But at the end of the commercial, it was for a local computer business for the Japanese community. And at the end, it goes, Kaztech. It's Kazutech.
Oh, okay.
And the guy kept saying, Kaztech.
Kaztech.
Kaztech. Yeah.
Wow. Cool.
Not as egregious, but it makes me think of that.
Yeah, he's not making up a word. Yeah.
No, yeah.
I should also say it was the first recording where like typically when I show up at these things, there's no more than a half dozen people in the room. It's usually one sound engineer and a handful of people from the company who just show up to make sure that everything goes smoothly. And I showed up. It's a studio. This studio in particular is a studio called B Blue, which is just a few blocks away from here. And I don't know.
Perfect.
And my agency says go up to the 5th floor. They're recording on the 5th floor, and I'm like, oh, that's the big studio. Why do they need the big studio? And I go
have the big studio. Sorry, I'm on a
just,
Seinfeld kick.
Can you just put 2 small studios in a big bowl? We don't have a big bowl. And
we don't have a B Blue.
And they need the big studio because there's a dozen people from Globocam at the recording.
Wow. Are they all wearing suits? Is it just like a wall of lawyers looking at you?
Most of them were wearing suits, but not all of them. But it was very. There was a guy. I'm assuming this is their head of creative, their marketing guy. There was one. This is a Japanese archetype, like older Japanese guy. I want to say like 50s, like salt and pepper hair and beard, like jeans, Steve Jobs turtleneck and a sweater, wrapped around his neck. And glasses.
I gotta tell you, I have trouble imagining that.
What do you mean?
I'm just joking, but
yeah, okay. I think he was the creative guy because he was
because of the Steve Jobs turtleneck.
Yeah, I mean, also like, how else can you get away with wearing jeans to work in Japan unless you're a creative type?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. It sounds like he just wants to be Steve Jobs.
I think so. He was very nice though. He gave me he stopped the recording to bring me a bottle of water when he saw through the window that I had run out of water.
iPhone.
Yeah, and then he gave me an iPhone, and I was about to leave, and he said one more thing: "I love you." And I said, "A little weird, gotta go."
I've invented podcasts.
We've got him here today. Yeah, Shoji, come on in.
No.
All right, no, he's not here. He's shy. He's Mike shy.
Right. Fun.
No, that was the sound engineer, Mike shy. All right, it was.
You done?
Yes, it was. That's all. I have another recording tomorrow for a company just called Dad. And I looked, I checked. It's not root beer related, but I'm still excited to do it.
And it's not DAD?
It's yeah, it's the Department of Defense. I don't know what they do.
Who knows how they want you to pronounce that?
Who knows? Actually, I have the script here with me, but I probably shouldn't read it.
Okay.
I mean, I will
you
read
can
it
if you want.
No, it's a tech company.
Who's gonna know?
All of our listeners.
What do you think? We got a stool pigeon in our community?
You never know.
Yeah, I guess not.
Right?
No. Yeah.
Right. That's how they took down.
Who knows what information could get out?
I love being hairless.
Well, that's common knowledge, right?
You want it to be?
Yeah.
Paisley.
Yeah. All right.
I do get angry a lot.
Well, that's also common knowledge.
Do you want the recording studio to know that?
I do, yes. I usually I make that clear by bursting through the door and just shouting, "Let's go, fuckers!" And then there's some silence, and then usually someone turns to someone else and goes, "Fuck out, honey." And then I have to explain what a fucker means. And by that time, I'm calm, and it doesn't work.
Oh,
anymore.
you know what that means.
I'm a gamer.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Cool. Hey, I got Tails out of school.
What? Is that the new Tails game?
No.
All right.
It should be.
All right. Tales of School.
That'd be good.
What you got? What
you know, you all want another JRPG with a high school cast.
No.
Right. No, you don't.
Yes.
And by Tales out of school, I mean Tales out of the last school I went to. Okay, let me explain. You remember
Is
a
this
few
about
years ago?
transferring credits?
No.
Okay.
I was in community college and I had that class, philosophy class, with the bad teacher who I referred to as the disgraced lawyer man.
Okay, yeah.
Because it was a former lawyer who lost his license because he, I believe, did not tell clients they had settlement money waiting for them.
Sure.
And just kind of, I don't know, kept it or ghosted him one way or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So disbarred, still good enough to teach, apparently. After that, I had left a review on the famous website Rate My Professors.
Oh.
Where he also had a collection of very bad to middling reviews. Recently, I went back to that website just to look him up for funsies, just to see how it was going. Because I also thought that the lockdown, this was pre-lockdown, and so I figured being forced to be online would be torturous for any students of him during that year. Because he was just all over the place. He had a website with all of the information about his class and everything you would need to know on one unbroken web page, the length of about 90 football fields.
Oh boy.
And that was just one of his great flaws. But people were complaining about that before. And then I posted a review that was also negative at the time. I came back recently to look up some reviews and I saw a lot of positive reviews.
Oh.
People saying how funny he was, how good of a teacher he was.
It sounds like he incentivized.
Hold on.
All right.
Hold on, please.
I'm just making a guess.
No guessing until the floor is clear. Thank you very much.
Okay, yes.
But yes, anyway, one student or one reviewer on the website said he was the funniest white guy at the school. It was a flood of positive reviews almost directly after mine, which was also funny. There were a couple of negative ones right after that, but most of them over the past couple of years were positive. And yes, Alex, I was thinking this is a guy who did do a lot of incentivizing in the class. He passed out extra credit points like they were candy as long as you just filled out cards a certain way or did extra bits on his little assignments that he threw out there, or other sorts of extra credit assignment things, like go out to this place, report on that, write a thing about such and such, those sorts of things. And that did lead me to believe that he must have told students to leave positive reviews for extra credit points. It's the only thing that made sense to me at the time. And knowing him, a disbarred lawyer, a smooth talker, he probably did do something like that.
Do we have any confirmation?
No.
Oh.
But, the whole situation is just so funny. And that guy was just such a nothing I'm nothing if not amused. It's not like I'm going to go report him or anything. But I did find it funny that, especially after my particularly not that scathing, but somewhat detailed review that was negative compared to what most kids post on there, which is, oh, so much work, can't understand them, they gave me a C, that kind of stuff. Like I wrote like, hey, this guy's so long-winded, only a lawyer could love him, go figure. And I don't know, maybe that cut deep enough to where he was like, I gotta clean this place up. So he just incentivized kids to leave positive reviews. Such is my working theory. But anyway, I just think it's funny at the end.
That's certainly possible. I think you were the review that made him say, wow, I've either got to become a good teacher or bribe kids to claim I am.
Yeah. And I still think it's just a bit curious that a disbarred lawyer still teaches at a school, but then I also learned that he's tenured, so shrug, whatever. There's no hope of him retiring anytime soon.
Boy.
So
all right.
He's probably there to stay.
That reminds me of the time I inadvertently affected change at my university.
Okay.
Remember when my passport got lost in the mail?
Vaguely?
Yeah, when 2004, when I was preparing to come study in Japan, we had to mail our passports to Detroit to get the student visa stamped in them.
The Motor City.
Yes, and they advised us to send them by registered mail, and I'm like, well, that costs extra, so I'm not going to do that. So I just put my passport in an envelope and just wrote Detroit on it and sent it off from the post office.
A plain white Mead envelope is what you're talking about? Not even a vanilla folder.
That you could that like if you just held it up to any light source, you could see there's a passport in there. And it was, did not come back. Everyone else in my class had their passport arrive safely, get stamped, and then arrive back so they could go to Japan on time. Mine did not, because Dummy didn't send it registered mail.
This is the Alex method, huh?
Yeah, and I ended up having to get a new passport. I had to expedite it, which means you have to pay a lot of money and give like 9 forms of ID.
Yeah. So now you're paying more than you would have for registered mail.
Yeah, a lot more.
And there's a lesson learned, huh?
Long story short, I arrived late to the semester. I think I arrived about a week after start date was supposed to be.
Oh boy, and everybody's done their introductions. Oh.
Yeah. It was awkward and embarrassing. But then from that point onward, anytime I saw, like, even like as recently as last month, Greg, the English director at Chuba University, he's in charge of taking care of the new Ohio kids. He brought some to the bar recently, and even as recently as then, last month, he's telling the kids, "Hey, this guy's the reason we had to change the policy at OU."
Oh.
And I'm like, yeah, make sure you send it registered mail, kids.
Oh,
yeah.
They really make you send it registered mail.
They had to make it a school-wide policy that you must send it by registered mail because one idiot just threw it in an envelope and sent it in the mail, which is great, but it also kind of carries the same vibe as like, hey, this guy's the reason we all have to wear helmets now.
Like, you want at least 3 idiots. I mean, come on. He must have embellished a little bit. I mean, reasonably speaking, statistically speaking, you don't just do that on a dime just because one kid does it. You want to see like a occurrence of it.
I don't think
multiple occurrences.
Why not?
I'm trying to make you feel better.
I'm not. It's not working.
Okay, great.
That's fine. I don't care. That was.
Anyway, take care of those passports, folks. They're as good as cash.
Wait, no.
No, really.
Hey, it did. The passport did show up eventually, though. I think a couple years later.
All right, fabulous.
It showed up at my parents'
Wet?
house. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
just filled with fish. It showed up at my parents' house in New Jersey with the student visa stamp in it.
Oh my God.
Which means it got to Detroit.
Uh-huh.
That means it got to Detroit before November, because November would have been when the certificate of eligibility expired. Which means it got to Detroit before November, got stamped, and then I guess because I didn't include a registered mail self-addressed stamped envelope, I don't know.
Oh, sure. That or it got lost in a different mail chute.
Or it got lost in a different mail chute.
Yeah.
That's possible.
Good Lord.
But yeah, just real dumb.
Wow. That's unique.
Yeah, I've had several issues with like ID and trying to fly places. I remember our
one story.
Our first or second E3. I knew I didn't need a passport to fly to LA, but I did need a valid ID. And I'm looking like it's like 2 or 3 days before E3. And that's when I decide to open my wallet and confirm I have an ID. And I'm like, where's my driver's license?
Okay. Yeah.
Uh-oh. And I go outside, I search my car. It's not in my car. I search my bag. It's not in my bag. I have no idea where my driver's license is. And I start panicking and freaking the fuck out. And I walk down to the BMV because it's the Bureau of Motor Vehicles in Ohio.
Oh, yes. In Washington, it's the DOL.
Disciple of the Land?
Department of Licensing.
Oh. I walk down to the BMV because I'm too scared to drive my car without a license. And when you're there, you can also just apply for a state-issued ID.
Right.
So I do that. I just bring like I had some documentation from the university, and I had the university's photo ID, and like those were enough. They were like, yeah, we'll give you a state ID. And so I used that. I had that done in like a day so I could go to E3. And then flash forward a few months later, I'm moving out of the dorm. I move a shelf and see my driver's license sitting against the wall.
Okay.
Yeah, it decided to just hide.
How'd that get there?
For a while. I don't know. A ghost?
Were you in a drunken stupor?
No. That was long. That was before I started that was long before I started drinking heavily. That kicked off in Japan.
Of course.
Okay, you have an ID story.
Definitely not as humiliating or anything. Very subtle. It wasn't even I lost it. It was just we were taking our big school trip when I was 17. I drank some very good beer. We were going to New York at the end of the year 2000.
Windy City.
I got to see the Twin Towers from a distance.
How they doing now?
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
I did not have an ID, and we were going on a plane, of course.
Oh, no.
I did not have a photo ID at all. And I didn't find out that I really needed one until I think about, maybe another situation where it was like 2 days beforehand or something before we had to get on the plane. So I'm like calling my mom in the middle of the day at school saying, we need to go get an ID. And so we just did that. We did go to the DOL to
Disciple
get
of the Land.
Some sort of expedited photo ID, state ID. Because, I'm 17, but I did not have a license yet.
Yeah.
I should add. I was a big lame-o, and so I didn't have anything really to my name except my social security card. And so, well, it worked out in the end. And I did, in fact, get to go to New York with everybody.
Cool.
I think there was another kid who had it worse. I don't even think he didn't even have a birth certificate.
Oh,
on
no.
him.
He just faded from view.
Yeah. Just like Marty.
Wow.
So he was in a bit of a bigger pickle, but he also did end up making it on the trip. So I don't know exactly what happened, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
While you were in New York, did you try their famous miso kushikatsu?
I'm afraid not.
Okay.
We did have a New York slice.
Hey, all right. Of don't let me hanging.
I think I just had whatever was put in front of my face, and it was like just cheese and mushrooms or something.
Cherry pie. Oh, pizza. Okay. I see. It makes sense now.
No, not cherry pie. We didn't go to Twin Peaks.
All right. Hey, it's damn good pie.
I also gave a bunch of change to homeless men who were asking for change in exchange for Phantasy Star online postcards.
What? Excuse me?
There was a bunch of bums walking around, and they were gathering up these postcards that I guess were being distributed on the streets. And it was a bunch of like Phantasy Star Online postcards because Sega was about to release it at the end, towards the end of 2000. It was going to come out in January, right?
Wow.
So they were promoting PSO, and this is all coincidence, right? It's just a thing.
Yeah.
There happened to be these like postcard size ads for PSO and maybe Space Channel 5 or something. Anyway, I guess a bunch of bums had gathered them all up and were like passing them out and, implying that they wanted something in exchange for doing it. And some of us were giving a bunch of bums our change. And I was just like, yeah, whatever. Fun. Yes. Okay. Haha. I'm in the city. I'm 17. But then the teacher would come up to us afterwards. You guys don't do that. you don't have to do that, guys. But hey, I got some PSO postcards out of it.
Cool. You still have them?
Coming January 2001.
I'm there.
No, I don't think I have them.
Oh.
I don't know where they would be. No, they would have shown up. I don't think I have them anymore.
All right.
Oh, it was also like PSO and like some fucking ISP, dial-up ISP.
Net Zero.
Possibly. It might have just been AOL because AOL, I think, had these ads that looked like a detergent box.
America of the Land?
They had this graphic design on some of their ads that looked like a Tide detergent box.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, it might have been that or some other thing that used the same motif. Anyway, it was that in PSO, and that was cool.
Okay, it's exciting.
Yeah.
I remember when 9/11 went down. Who could forget? We're not supposed to forget. I was
probably people who were born after it.
That's true. This is just before we started with the GIA because we started in October, right?
Yeah.
I was in my dorm room. And I'm like, wow, that's a lot of shit. I'm gonna relax with some PSO. Speaking of PSO, and I could not connect to the server to play PSO. And so I went on. I must have been GameFAQs or something, and I saw like everybody saying they can't get on. And then somebody, I don't know if this was somebody making shit up or if this was true, but somebody was like, "Oh yeah, the PSO servers were in the Twin Towers." And I just kind of believed it and started repeating it to people as if it were fact. And then I think it was like years later when someone was like, I don't think that's true.
That's my friend Alex. He'll believe anything you write on GameFAQs.
Hey, I was young. I was first year of college. I was 18, 19, 18.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah. I was
only a legal adult.
Yeah, I was a kid dumb enough to not send a passport by registered mail. I was alarmingly stupid. I was real fucking dumb until about 37.
Yeah, I mean, geez, even when I sent a packet of writing to try and freelance for EGM before I ever worked there, like I at least sent that in a manila envelope.
Yeah. I was lacking in a lot of common sense because I had a very sheltered upbringing. I had very little common sense. For a very long time.
Well, so did I, but I guess I had a little bit more.
Yes, you did.
I guess so.
I learned a lot of shit
passports
the hard way from being an idiot.
Yeah. And you learned a lot of things from me.
Yes.
Like how to wash a dog.
Yeah, remember that? What an afternoon.
Dog Day Afternoon.
That's right. Is that what that film's about?
Yeah.
Al Pacino.
Two guys washing the dog.
Al Pacino washing a dog.
That's right. That is right.
Oh, how'd you get so filthy, Scruffles?
I have another school thing. A little tip for any students out there.
Oh, school tip.
If you're editing a Google Doc before it's done, I guess don't.
Oh, yeah.
I was trying to reformat a report that we were writing collectively. And I had put a figure, a picture when you write, figure one under a caption and thing. I had moved this figure down below the relevant paragraph, just because that's a natural sort of formatting thing I think you do. You would have the regular, you would have the paragraph describing the thing, and then you'd have the figure. It doesn't really matter whether it's on the bottom or top, but as I did that, like I see my team member writing in the body of the document, mind you. Yo, Ray, I don't know why this figure is after the paragraph. Put it before it. And I'm like, okay, well, first of all, I'm pretty sure you can put figures before or after. It's just a formatting choice. Second of all, I didn't know it was that important to you, so I just put it back. Or they put it back. They realized they didn't have to talk to me through the document. They could just put it back. Yeah, don't mess with formatting, I guess.
Oh, and formatting.
Or, the position of pictures relevant to paragraphs. There you go. A little tip for any students entering college. Also, protect your passports. That's another college
that's
tip.
another good tip. I hate the name Linus Tech Tips. Hear me out. One of my every time PC stuff comes up, one of my regulars, Grant, likes to bring up Linus Tech Tips, which is a popular YouTube channel, and I hate the term tips in this context because what the channel is like because
Continue. No, keep going.
A tip is like put your computer to sleep to conserve energy. That's a tech tip. Not an hour-long review of comparing two graphics cards. That's not a tip. You know what I mean? It's just what. Okay, you know what? I shouldn't be.
You can see me through the screen.
I think I can. Yeah,
We're not on video, but I feel you can see me right now.
I can. Yeah, I know that look. I just it's not a misuse of language, but it's just an application of the word tip that really drives me up a wall. Like that's not what a tip is.
Right.
A tip is like, hey, don't drink any Cokes from this batch. I tampered with them. Like that's a tip. That's a hot tip.
Can I just say, in fairness,
yes,
most Linus videos aren't an hour. So
that was a gross generalization. But like you know what I'm saying.
Yes, and I wish I didn't.
Oh, okay.
But yes, I unfortunately I've completely understood what you said.
I am sorry that you have to deal with me. That also goes out to the listener.
This one's probably not going to fly.
Tip. It's not a tip. It's not what a tip is.
This one's not making it past our boundaries there.
Let me give you some. No, fine.
You gonna be okay?
Yes, I think so. We're gonna get through this.
Should we take another break or move on to game talk now?
I need to take a break to breathe.
All right, take a moment.
I will see you there.
You're all worked up about Linus
and his tips.
A guy who really doesn't deserve all your working up over, but
down with tipping culture.
He's mostly just ignorable. But we'll be back with this tip.
No.
Here's a tip.
What is it?
Your PC needs regular maintenance.
That's a tip.
Be sure to run the defragmenterizer.
That's what it's called.
Every week to keep your hard disk spinning like new.
Here's a tip.
You're fucked.
Antivirus. We'll be back.
Back to this stage of history. It's No More Whoppers, the after years. I'm Alex. This is Ray.
It's the Voldo of podcasts.
Doing those his weird yoga. I don't even know.
And what do you think about that Tekken 8? We'll talk about it later. Okay.
Yeah, it's sure. Games, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I've played them.
You played some of them.
I played some on stream for charity. Dig this! We just wrapped up my first ever charity stream. It went very well. Streaming for Tell Japan, which is a Japan-based mental health support network. And we met our goal.
I have a question, though.
Hi.
I'm sorry.
Go.
I know you met your goal. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
I do want to ask, Tell Japan, I didn't fully understand this. Are they mostly serving foreigners, expats?
Mostly, yes, but not exclusively.
Okay.
They do also have
just
Japanese
wondering.
speakers, yes. Because mental health is something Japan could do with more of in general.
Yes, of course. I just thought their particular goal was to help.
They do. I think their mission statement does specifically say the international community, but on their website it also says they speak Japanese. So I think it's really for anybody.
Well, yeah, by default, yeah.
Yes,
you'd have Japanese. Okay.
Yeah. So it's a good cause. Japan's not great when it comes to mental health. Japan's approach to mental health is typically, oh, you should just work harder, which is not good.
No.
And I decided to try to help them out, and we did. We set the initial goal to 100,000 yen, which we met in 3 days of this week-long charity stream.
Yes, very good.
So we had to stretch it out a bit. I bumped it up to 200,000, which we met the day after the stream wrapped up, because Streamlabs charity is weird, and even though a donation drive has concluded, they don't take it down, and you can still donate to it, which is great for the organization.
You had a lot of fun with that. You had a lot of fun with the Streamlabs counter.
Did I?
Didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
And by that, I mean a
sarcastic
torturous experience. Yes, you don't want to.
Yeah, Streamlabs, I guess because it's a charity thing and it's nonprofit, Streamlabs, the company, the corporation, doesn't want to put a whole lot of money into sprucing up the charity arm of the company.
I'm sure it was a throwaway thing, and the fact that they don't count denominations of yen properly probably also applies to any other foreign currency that is not dollar.
But they do. They do selectively.
Okay.
You can
what are they good with? Francs?
No, I don't mean selectively by currency. I mean selectively by like whatever part of the site that you're on. When you make, here's the other thing that I hate about Streamlabs charity is that, like, when you make a charity event, like you log in, you choose create event, you make a title, you set a goal, you pick a denomination, you write a description. The denomination cannot be changed once the event has been made, which meant that I started out in dollars, and that's wrong. So I had to scrap that and make a new event, except when you scrap an event, you can't delete an event. You can only archive an event.
Oh, yeah. That.
And I don't want to archive an event. I want to fucking delete the event because it's a failed attempt. It's wrong.
That's what I hate about iOS Mail.
Yeah. Archive.
Yeah.
Like, there is shit that I want to delete.
Yeah.
Give them the option to delete. So, like, even now, this event is over and it was a success. If I log into my Streamlabs, it lists 3 events. 1, which was a success, and then 2 with errors in them that I cannot delete. Just ever. They're just there for good.
Just there. Maybe and come back to it someday.
So, yeah, maybe next year I'll stream Winter Arabiata 2023.
Can't change the title?
No, well, it's
archived. That's
Raymond,
right. Yeah.
Dig this.
It's archived.
You can change, in theory, you can change the title. So I made the first one, realized it was in dollars. I fucked up. So I made the second one, put the denomination in yen. And then I went up to the title where I misspelled Arabiata and I created the event. And then afterwards I realized, I misspelled Arabiata. I got to change the title. And, you know, according to Streamlabs charities, you can change the title. It's only denomination that you can't change. So I click on title and a little error pops up. A little warning pops up that says, warning, if you change this title, it's also going to change the URL for your event. So keep that in mind.
Okay.
And I said, okay, yes, I will keep that in mind. And I clicked okay. And I clicked on title again. And a warning popped up that said, hey, just so you know, if you change the title, it's also going to change the URL. So keep that in mind. I'm like, yeah, I know. You just told me that. And I clicked on title again. You can see where this is going. So I had to scrap that event, create new event, make sure it was in yen, make sure everything's spelled properly. It is. Okay, good. That's the one that eventually became the charity event. So now that that's set to yen, I click below where it says donation bar, and it gives you the source for the donation bar that you can then link in your OBS. there we go. That shows up fine. That shows up in yen. That's great. And then I click over to milestones. Ooh, we've got some milestones here. When I hit 100,000, I'm going to play Dokapon 321. When I hit 150,000, I'm going to stream that FF7 fan dub. If I hit 200,000, I'll play Buck Bumble. I can put all 3 of those on this bar, and it'll show the milestones. It'll show where we are. And then I copy that into a browser source, into OBS, and everything shows up as dollars. And I'm like, hang on now. You know that's wrong. It's yen. I told you it was yen, and it still reads as dollars. So I just didn't use it because it was meaningless. And then the kicker is every time you log into Streamlabs, at the very top, it shows you how much you've raised. And yeah, according to Streamlabs, I've raised over $200,000, which is absolutely not true. But at the end of the day, it worked out because we did raise the money we set out to raise. Even if it was after the fact, I'm not sure why they still accept donations after your event is over. I mean, I'm glad they do because we met the goal. I would like to stream Buck Bumble, but I cannot find a copy of it. That was the event. Thank you everyone who donated. It really means a lot to me. I would like to do another one of these at some point.
And you got to stream the Final Fantasy VII fan dub.
Yeah.
Which I have said on the internet. I can't imagine a better person streaming that.
It was...
That's the Alex stream of my dreams.
Nasally, if you in your mind knew, as we all did, that Cloud Strife's voice sounds like a stuffed up nasally Scandinavian man, it is for you. The fan dub is for you. Oh, yeah. The same guy, by the way, voices Barrett Wallace.
Is it confirmed it was a Scandinavian person?
I'm just going by the name.
Okay.
And the fact that his English pronunciation is 98% great. And then
yes.
2% like, huh?
Not quite there.
Yeah, there's the same guy voices Cloud and Barrett, and coincidentally he headed up the project. So, there's some coincidences here, I think.
Cloud I can see, but yeah, taking over Barrett as well.
Most of the staff is very much just like, yep, that's what an amateur, that's what I expected. Except for Jesse, who was super good, sounded very cute. Yeah, Jesse's great. And for some reason, there's a narrator when tutorials are being explained to you. Like when you get on the world map and it's teaching you about the controls, right, or how to ride a chocobo. It's this very serious sounding British man, which I liked.
Just like in a modern video game when you have the intercom character telling you.
Yeah. Hey, quit dicking around. Press the action button to pick up the pineapple.
Press A to whack that jobber. There you go.
Press B to whack off.
Good going. Let's move. Yeah, perfect. I would suggest people go look up those VODs. And
yes. Oh, no. Those are not uploaded. Those are going to be, I don't know how to get them out to donors, though. Those are going to be for donors only. I have a list of the people who donated to the actual charity drive for Tell, and I'm going to find a way to get the VODs to them. That will happen eventually. And I guess they'll be for sale for other folks who want to see them.
I see.
Over to you.
So you have to be in a special club, huh?
Yeah, a club for diners.
Yeah. It's what's for dinner.
20-year-old Daily Show jokes.
That's us. Hey, speaking of 20-year-old jokes.
What's up?
I got some game news for you.
Oh.
Once again, the first time I used this drop, I said I never thought I'd be using this. And then the second time, which was last episode, I said I never thought I'd be using this 2 years later. And now this month, I must again say, I can't believe I'm using this drop a month later, and it is directly relevant to what's going on.
The new version of a game called Little River.
Yeah. All right.
Can you believe it? They're fan translating Boku no Natsuyasumi 2.
Oh, okay. Who's they?
Hilltop.
Okay.
Hilltop Works, a person named Hilltop who has been on a roll the past couple of years, just translating, just knocking them out of the park with a bunch of PS1 originally fan translations of stuff that people appreciated seeing. Things like Racing Lagoon, Aconcagua, which was a cool adventure game, late stage adventure game from Sony.
Believe that's Spanish for with water?
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
It is Spanish.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Well, it's made in Japan, but it takes place in a Spanish-speaking country.
Oh, sure.
It's very cool. And a bunch of other cool things. And just, very high-quality stuff. Got the right people helping them out. And they have decided to graduate to PS2 games. And with that, the first one's going to be Boku no Natsuyasumi 2.
Cool, let's get Boken.
Yeah, pretty cool. And they just said it's in development right now. It's not exactly done or released yet or anything, so there's no indication of when that might be. In a few months. Hey, it'd be cool if it was ready for summer, wouldn't it?
Do they need anyone
Maybe
to voice Boku? Because I am available.
It's not being dubbed. Unfortunately, there is no fan dub, just
Why?
fan text.
But, okay.
What, you want it dubbed?
Yes.
Maybe some other day.
Right? Fade in. Boku is lying in. He's on the beach. He's swimming for bottle caps. Voiceover. Yeah, that's me. You're probably wondering how I got here.
Right, yes.
All right, and then I tell the story about how my parents sent me to live on an island for the summer.
Alex, it's already dubbed in English.
Little River.
Oh, you're right. Oh, they better get that guy back. Hey, Steve, we need you back in the studio. Remember 20 years ago? We need you back in the studio to re-record 7,000 additional lines.
Yeah. Yeah, not bad. So yeah, very exciting. For anyone who doesn't know, Boku no Natsuyasumi 2 is the best one.
That's what I've heard.
The creator says so. I say so. Tim says so. Everybody is agreed. This is the one to play if you haven't played any of them. And it's, I think, going to be the one that will probably be the first one finished. Because someone else was...
Oh, they didn't finish one?
No.
Huh.
I think it's a different situation with the person taking care of that. Of course, I wish him well, but... yeah, that's something I would not hold my breath for. Just, just as a rule of thumb for most fan translations as well, just like, it's coming. Hopefully, probably just chill out. Don't get overexcited. It'll be ready when it's ready because it's all volunteer work. You know what I mean? So,
yes,
that's the important thing to remember here. But nonetheless, Hilltop stuff has been, like I said, they've just been knocking them out one after another. So this will probably be soon enough. There is, of course, already proof of concept. They have done the requisite work in making the text horizontal,
okay,
and make it in English. And so the two big things have been handled.
Now, this is no relation to the Hilltop Strangler.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Thank you for your honesty.
They're slightly mysterious. We don't know a whole lot about them.
All right.
Yeah. They have kind of an anonymous internet presence other than their name and, their work, but
sure.
Don't know a whole lot other than that. Just know that it's a cool person doing cool work.
Like you.
Yeah.
I really admire the college papers that you write.
Yeah, right. For other people.
Yeah. Oh.
But yeah, this is like one bit of news after another for these type of games. I'm telling you, the 2020s have been Natsuyasumi Renaissance.
That's right.
It's really turning out pretty grand. Of course, like we said before, Natsumon's coming out in the summer. That is Kazayabe's next summer game. I'll be streaming that. I do plan on streaming that once that comes out, much like I did with when Shin-Chan first came out in Japan. I did what I called the Summer of Summers.
Yes.
On Twitch. I played the Bokunatsu games backwards.
You played
not literally, but I played 4 and 3, and then that led up to the release of Shin-Chan and played all the way through. Then the English one came out a year later, and I was a lot more busy, and I decided the game's really not that good, so I didn't really play it more than a day on stream. But Natsumon I'm willing to try out, and I think it seems pretty promising. So there's that, and of course, whenever that fan translation of 2 gets finished, I will be streaming that as well. And hey, if it coincidentally shows up around the same time, or it's the same time frame, then we're going for it. We're diving in for another series of streams. So look forward to that if it ever is a possibility. That's my Boku update.
Oh, the BB.
Do you like that? I just came up with that.
It's fine.
All right. Well, okay.
We'll jerk store it.
Should we go out with that?
Well, we got some phone calls.
All right. You want to hear it for real?
Yes.
Is it any good?
What? What do you mean it?
I'm kidding. I'm just.
What are you talking about?
Oh, you said plural.
Yes, I did.
Okay, let's hear it. Then.
Them.
Okay, let's hear them.
All right, hang on. Here's the first one. We got a call from. First of all, if you want to give us a call, you can call us at 805 NMW Talk or.
That's right.
805. That's right. We have 2 numbers. 805-669-8255 also works. What's up?
It's the same number.
Here we go. This one's from Jake, I think. I'm going to hit play right now.
Hey, no more whoppers. My name is Jake, known to very small circles on the internet as Neo Jake. Just wanted to say, I've been a fan of the show for a while, off and on for probably a good 5 years or so. I mean, a few months in between there, I wasn't listening to it just because my own ADHD just kind of, made me forget about it or get distracted by other things. But I'm back listening again. Glad you guys have a voicemail number so I can actually call and just say random words. Hopefully the Google transcript makes this sound pretty funny. I am currently outside, so you'll hear lots of sounds. Apparently there's sirens and crap going on out here right now. Wow. But anyway, keep up the show, guys. I'm enjoying listening. Been enjoying listening for a while. And catch you soon.
Oh, thank you, Jake. Okay, here's my...
I'm outside. I'm getting put into the van right now. I'm closing the door.
It's not just that. Here's why that is so funny to me. Is like the Google's transcript is totally normal. It's like it sounds it's an accurate representation of what he's saying, but it cuts off. It just cuts off at I am currently outside. So it's a paragraph of just, hey guys, long time fan. Fell off for a bit, but I'm back now. Glad you guys have a phone line. I hope this comes through okay. I am currently outside.
Well, I'm not surprised Google would side with the cops. Once they hear sirens, it just cuts off the transcript because
does it really?
There's no incriminating evidence against whatever those officers were about to do.
Oh, that's great though.
Yeah.
Just like expect to finish up, listening to this call, and I turn my head, I look out the window, and it's just Jake's head right there. I am currently outside. Oh, very good. Very good. Thank you, Jake. Neo Jake. I hope that's not NeoGaf related.
The word Neo comes from other things.
I know, but as a prefix to a name, I feel like it's got a gaff connection.
To you and every other game nerd on the internet from a certain period of time. Who cares?
Exactly, like Jake. I bet he likes video games. All right, here's another one. We got another one here from, I believe our pal Keone. What? What are you sighing at now?
What? Nothing.
Sorry.
It was a normal sigh. I wasn't sighing at you.
All
it was
right,
just a thing.
Well, I'm sighing back
anyway,
at you.
It's Keone. Let them introduce themselves.
All right, fine. We're like we're like a couple of Raphaels, just a couple of normal size. I'm gonna hit play.
Play it.
Hi, Ray and Alex. This is Keone from the Discord calling for some more weird dream talk. Had a dream once where I went to this McDonald's that was in the middle of nowhere, basically just on this long stretch of road with nothing else around it. It was twilight, like 5 a.m., right before dawn. I walk inside. There's one other person in there, just sitting at a booth eating their food. But the person that is at the cash register is none other than Hitler. So I'm confused already. But then he says, would you like to try my special recipe? And he proceeds to take a chicken McNugget, peels all the breading off it, and then just like submerges it in a small tub of sweet and sour sauce. Then he claps his hands and holds them out as if he just performed a magic trick. That's all I remember. Anyway, keep up the show. It's great. Goodbye.
All right. That's
that is so Hitler.
That's I think that's actually I mean, it says dream here, but that's I think that's off their secret. You know how like you can go to McDonald's and order off the secret menu like a McSurf and Turf? I think that is called the Dolph, a McDolph. You can go there and order a McDolph, and they will do that for you. They will take the breading off a McNugget and then put it in the sweet and sour sauce. I'm just try it. I mean, it depends on who's working. If you go to if you go to McDonald's where somebody's been there like long enough that they know the secret recipes, you can like in this case they would have to have been working there since I guess the 40s.
So are there freaks out there who similar to people who don't eat crust off on the bread? Do people take off the breading of fried food?
There cannot.
What's inside?
There cannot be. But on the other hand, of course there is.
Of course there is.
Yeah, there must be somebody who does that. That's, oh boy. No, I'm not, no.
But if that's you, call in. 805 NMW Talk is the number.
Okay, yeah.
We'd love to hear about your
That's our
problems.
That's our action item for this month is
Peel a nugget.
What? No, I'm not. What are your bizarre food habits?
Oh, okay.
Well, it would be better if we just asked everybody to peel a nugget and then just record themselves at McDonald's eating it.
Yeah,
I'm doing it, guys. It's really weird.
And also bring a boom mic just so you can get the reactions of everybody around you.
Oh,
thanks.
Love a good boom.
All right.
That's fun.
Thank you to our callers.
Yes, thank you for calling in. Don't forget, others can also call in at 805 NMW Talk or 805-669-8255.
Mm-hmm.
Do it before it does you.
All right. I think we said the number enough, so we don't have to say it when we now sign off from the
805.
show. No.
NM.
You. No.
Double 8255.
Just fucking finish it. Jesus.
Okay. That's us.
Double Roo? What are you, a Final Fantasy 7 menu?
Yes. Double Roo item, Double Roo summon.
Yeah. Imagine being 14 and never figuring out what that was until like 15.
I made a pizza mistake at Caesarea the other day. I ordered a double pizza, but it was a pizza that already had triple cheese on it. So right. I got sextuple cheese on my pizza, which turns out is a lot of cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why do
on
they even
the
offer
other hand,
that?
it had the word sex in it.
That's right. And what is pizza but food sex?
Yeah, better than sex.
Yeah.
Right? Especially when you get a good old New York slice.
I'm dying for a good old piece of New York pizza.
What'd you say?
I said I'm dying for a piece of good old New York pizza.
Oh, okay.
I said I'm dying for a piece of good old New York pizza.
No, I'm not going to play it.
What? Fine, I'll play it. Wait.
I'm dying for a piece of good old New York pizza.
It's good.
Have you ever heard of Nintendo?
I have. They make Sony. Also, I forgot to shout out to the listeners who have visited the bar recently. Who do we have? We had
Jimmy Jago Jero.
Yeah, Jimmy John brought me some subs. He's a listener, it turns out. No. Fuck, hang on, I can't remember his name.
Mr. No. Dr.
Well,
No.
He went for his doctor, yeah.
Yeah. Professor No.
Hang on, I'm trying to cobble together everyone in my mind who has visited. But
all right, keep going. I'll just name some more names.
Okay.
Cherry Man. Janeliqui.
All right, I'll start with the ones I remember, which it turns out is all of them. Jace visited a few weeks ago, who was teaching in Korea and is now back in the United States after a eventful Korean teaching career. I got a visit from Will, and Will's friend, who I don't think is a listener, but maybe is now.
Jazzy Jeff.
Just someone who really loves Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg. I don't know. Can we confirm that DJ Jazzy Jeff likes Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg?
It's more likely than you'd think.
Is he on Twitter?
Possibly.
Or has that opinion forced him off Twitter? Like so many before him.
The mob got him.
Yeah.
Canceled.
Is that why he did that GIANTEGG remix?
Boy, if only, right?
I know. Obviously, we had our pal Maddie showed up again to hang. She made a new cocktail for the bar called the Big Boss, which I'm sure is good if you like bourbon. I'll never know.
All right.
Nor do I want to know. I think that's it. If I've forgotten anybody, please slap me in the face and push me down a mountain. Hello?
Oh, me or them?
Them.
You want me to do it? Or?
You can do it too.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I'm a gamer.
I'm ready for any other flub you make.
We're ready to believe you.
Murder you.
Please don't.
You said it.
I need my flesh.
You want to go off the mountain? Fine.
Yes, but I want to ride that leaf that Link gets. What's that called in Breath of the Wild? The floaty leaf.
I don't know. The fucking Leaf of the Ancients. I don't know about that game.
That's
anymore.
probably what it's called.
Pre-order Tears of the Kingdom coming out May. That's the show.
Thanks, everybody.
No More Whoppers. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Our website's nomorewhoppers.com. Our Patreon is patreon.com/nomorewhoppers. You can donate $1 a month just to be cool and like us in a monetary way. Or give us $5 a month and get these episodes a week early, ad-free, plus our bonus show, Gold in 16 Seconds, where we did talk about a movie trailer and now just go off on things. What's happening in our lives?
It's a real go offer. Yeah, it's the Corey
the genre?
hotline. Yeah, it's like the Corey hotline where you call and then he gives you his real number. That's our real hotline.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right.
How much for the first minute?
99 cents. Isn't that cheap?
And then, what about each additional minute?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can also find our Discord from our website. It's a long URL, but our Discord is free for all. You don't have to be a patron or anything.
It's a real
Please
free
join
for
it.
all, am I right?
Yeah, for sure. More or less. What do people talk about? Gundams, Picrosses.
Yes.
Whatever else might
Final
be
Fantasy
Jason
14
doing.
has its own channel.
We got a person just watching every episode of X-Files to themselves.
Yes. And narrating it to us.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
You can talk about computers. Alex, I basically made a tech channel half for Alex because I knew he would be asking things like, what headphones do you recommend? And so on and so
which
forth.
I did. I just asked for some headphones for jogging in that very channel. Got some advice from several non-joggers, which is fine, certainly. Looking for advice from joggers.
Hey, if they're good headphones, they're good headphones.
Right, but I need to know they're going to stay in my skull.
You
Where
put
the
them in your
brains
skull?
are kept. Yes, they're deep in there.
Have you tried skull candy?
No, I've heard that's an
don't.
overpriced. Yeah.
No. It just has skull in the name.
Oh, it's cute.
Yeah. You know, it's kind of punk.
Like me.
Yeah. And, you know, it's a thing you would have when you go to a rave. It doubles as earplugs is what I'm saying.
Let's wrap it up.
Phone number, we talked about it. Merch, shop.spreadshirt.com/no more whoppers. You can buy shirts, pins, buttons. Well, the button is a pin, I guess. Stickers, and more fun things with our logo. Twitter is No More Whoppers. We're on social media personally. Alex is.
Hi, I'm Patui. That's Pitohui. You can also follow the bar at Critical Hit Nag. Got a lot of boosts from Maddie making that cocktail. Got a lot of Maddie runoff followers, including somebody who decided to DM the bar and link me, an account created last month that decided to DM the bar and include a link to an Instagram account that's not mine that says, looks like you got hacked. Not sure what the point of that is, but thanks.
Send the crypto here.
Yeah. You follow the bar. You can follow the Overheard account at OOCCHQ, where I post things I've overheard at the bar. I also recently corrected a typo in that account name, where I guess it was previously called Overhead at Critical Hit. And oh boy, you don't want to know about my overhead because it's a lot. Raymond, back over to you. Oh, also follow me on Twitch. Hooded Patui. Go to patui.org for more information. Here's Ray.
Okay, right. Here's Ray. You can just go to rdbaaa.space. That's my link site. You can find links to all my social stuff, anything else fun I want to show you. I included my games, Blast Rush, and Mash Gadget from my company, Bipedal Dog. Bipedal.dog is that website. That's about it. I was on Retronauts again, talking about Taito. One more entry of Taito coming up on Retronauts soon. Thank you, everybody. That's about it. Alex.
Hi. Yes.
Hi. Thank you for being a good sport.
Anytime.
Everybody else, keep your nose clean, and we'll see you next time. Gold subscribers, stick around till after the show. Get ready, folks. After decades of oppression, we're bringing back cat pictures to the internet. Press A to whack that jobber.